With outlets streaming, uploading video outlets like YouTube and Rumble and, Bitchute and Odyssey and Daily Motion and Archive and Vimeo, if there's one thing about these platforms that content users that have been, using them for quite some time, long time, if you will, like myself and even bigger names like James Rolfe and Doug Walker have been using them, if there's one thing we have learned about these platforms is there are certain, I guess you could say, certain advantages that you can take advantage of, or not advantages, but certain Easter eggs, certain like caveats you can take advantage of. One of them is making compilations of stuff. Now, I know that there are people that do full-on 2-hour, 3-hour, 4-hour compilations of episodes where, like I've talked about one person before, Orbital Bacon and others like them. They would do this where they'll take cartoons, that they would figure would be either Saturday morning cartoons, so they do a Saturday morning compilation, or they do compilations volume-wise of certain shows. And I think the reason they do this is because either they know they're not going to make money off it, which, pretty much I've been informed by them that that's not what they do, or they know they might be lucky enough to make money off it because perhaps I guess you could say the licensing rights or something, to that extent are up in the air or lost or whatever. But basically, they always, and let's not hide it here, they always look at that, that opportunity, that possibility of being able to make some money. But it's not just them either. There are those that will do compilations of a character having a personality situation, like being sassy, being cute, being adorable, kicking butt, if you will. Or, they'll just have a compilation of a character saying a line, like somebody has here on YouTube about an hour or 30 minutes worth of gadget from Rescue Rangers saying golly, which is a trademark saying. So you have these people that do that, and for some odd reason, they're able to make some money off it. They are. And how do I know this, you might ask? I know this because a couple of years ago, I did a melting cartoon females compilation, and part of this compilation involved a scene, the climactic scene, literally from the third Ink episode from Batman Beyond, and basically, it's the scene where basically her daughter poisons her or something like that. And she basically tries to lunge at her daughter and Batman, and instead she hits the ground and explodes almost in a, as some people called it, orgasm kind of like manner, and then evaporates. So what happened basically is when I originally put that here on YouTube, which is still on my channel, by the way, it got copyright claimed. Like, I could still have the video up, I just wasn't making money. And I'm thinking, okay, fine, that's perfectly understandable. So I figured, okay, let's see what happens if I take, and what was funny is, just out of curiosity, I went to go check, and apparently that was the only thing in the video being claimed. I'm thinking, wait a minute, I'm using a clip from Tiny Toons, 2 of them, 2 clips from Animaniacs, or, 3 actually. Or no, it was 2 in this case, 2 from Animaniacs. I'm using 1 from Disney. I'm using 1 from a classic Looney Tunes cartoon. And I'm using Parlay's Voo-Woos. What's going on here, right? That was my question. It's like, okay, why is this the only one claimed? So out of curiosity, I re-edited it, took the Ink portion from the third Ink episode out, and then just, pieced it back together without that scene from Batman Beyond. And when I re-uploaded it, and I said it's the Melting Females compilation minus the Ink scene, guess what? I was able to make money off it. And I was like, really? I can make some money now. That's kind of strange. That's kind of weird. but it was true. I was able to do that. And so what I did, even every time I would up convert that original file to a higher format through the usage of online-convert.com, and every time I would do that, I'd still be able to make money, even in its original presentation and its 4K to 8K presentation. So I decided, okay, just out of curiosity, I'm going to try it again. And I kind of followed up on a little bit of what I was trying to experiment with the other day, using my AGPTEK video capture device. I basically yesterday tried to capture as best I could a lot of my favorite scenes. Now, of course, the Olive one from Pauline's Voo's Woos and the Moon over Minerva one with Minerva were in progress. So, they were there. So I kept them, in there instead of taking them out. They were in there, but what I'm trying to say is I kept them in there without taking them out. That's what I'm trying to say. This is what happens when you do, audios or on-camera videos without scripts, if you know what I'm saying. Just go off the cusp of what, comes to your mind. Anyway, I just decided, okay, I'm not going to cut those scenes out because I wanted them the way they were, or at least I tried to get them the way I wanted. So I put that together, and surprisingly, because it was, believe it or not, altogether the olive in progress melting into butter at the end of Pauline's Voo-Woos, Babs melting in Europe in 30 minutes and in Wonderful Tiny Toon Christmas, Dot melting in Space Probe, Minerva and Moon Minerva, and Meet Minerva. Altogether those clips totaled, believe it or not, 35 seconds. And I'm looking at that and I'm thinking that's less than a minute. Because when you really think about it, those scenes don't even take about 5 to 6 seconds, maybe 10 seconds at most. So what I did today is I went back and I recaptured the entire melting scene of olive melting into butter from start to finish at the end of Pauline's Voo-Woos, and the same for Minerva Mink in Moon over Minerva. And even though the difference is like a second or two, which makes the new one I put up today 36 to 37 seconds, not 35 like yesterday's, once again, uploaded it, and surprise, surprise, I was able to make money off it, or at least for the time being. But the question is, though, why? Why are people like myself and others out there, able to do this, able to make money, off of this kind of content, that we put together, even in compilations, even if it's, like I said, even if it is, I'm trying to find the right word to say here, even if it is, very rarely, let's say a compilation of, full-length episodes put together for, let's say, a Saturday morning block. Why are we able to do this? Why is this possible? And I think when it comes to these compilations, these short ones with just like, 5 second, 10-second clips, 15 seconds, whatever, I think the reason being is because Warner Brothers and studios like them, they don't really care if you use or make money off of less than, 30 seconds, if not 30 seconds worth of content. They don't mind that. Especially if that content, what I'm trying to say is even if that content is less than 30 seconds. That's what I'm trying to say. It's less than 30 seconds. And I think that's great. I think it's great that, platforms like YouTube and Rumble and Vimeo and Bitchute and Odyssey and Dailymotion and others, I'm glad they're able to work this out with these major studios saying, hey, look, basically telling them, hey, look, what if, they just use, 30 seconds worth, if not less, of clips from, a show or a movie. Are you okay if they make money off that? And they're probably thinking, yeah, no problem. If it's less than a minute, fine, no problem. And lo and behold, that's exactly what's going on here. A lot of these clips are less than 30 seconds. And like I said, combined together, the ones I've just uploaded yesterday and today, basically this new one I put up today being a second or two longer, it's, combined, only run for about 35 seconds, or 35 seconds to 37 seconds. And that's it. And that's unreal. That's unbelievable and unreal that I'm able to do that. So I'm appreciative of that, for the time being. I am. Now, am I going to say that it's going to last forever? No. Because I know there's a good chance they might decide, hey, we want to copyright, and all that, and that's fine. If you want to do that, that's fine. But I look at this and I say to myself, holy crap, and this is the truth, one of the more popular tropes out there, gag-wise and everything, from an animation standpoint, that people actually like, I can make some money off of, mainly because of the fact that the clips I'm using are less than 10 seconds at most, which is pretty cool, pretty awesome. And honestly, I'm just thankful for that. And again, am I going to be disappointed if suddenly I get a notice saying, hey, it's copyrighted? No, because I understand, hey, that's their property. They have a right to make the money off it. That's fine. But I think what happened, again, in my opinion, is you have all these video platforms, video uploading platforms out there like YouTube and Rumble and so on, that have talked to these major studios and all that and said, look, what if somebody uses only like less than 15 seconds of a clip, or a little under 30 seconds of a clip? Are you going to be cool with that? Can they make some moolah off that? And they're probably like, yeah, no. And these studios are probably like, yeah, no problem. As long as it's not the full episode, hey, we have no problem with it. And again, I think that's cool. Because basically, as I said, you're not using the full episode. And I think that's great. But what's even more interesting, though, is not just, complications like that. It also could be with, AMVs or fan vids. There have been some AMVs, PMVs, and fan vids I've seen here on YouTube where people make money off of. And they're using clips from shows or animes or whatever. But I guess what saves them, and I'm trying to think about what I'm going to say, and that's why you kind of get some pauses here, here and there. I do apologize. But I think what saves them is the music they use for said vid. That's what saves them. Now, does it save them entirely? No. Because basically the copyright could come from the footage. But what's interesting, though, is I did a video long ago called I'll Always Be With You, which is it's the pop version of I'll Always Be With You from All Dogs Go to Heaven Too. And what's interesting is the video I made around it, or the fan vid AMV that I made around it, is based around Baloo and Rebecca from Tailspin. And I'm using actual clips from Tailspin. And guess what? I'm making money off it. And I'm thinking to myself, why? How is this possible? And again, I think it's because the clips are not that long. They're from different episodes, and they're not that long. So they're hard to identify. And I think that's the other thing, too. I think that's why people are able to, get away with doing these, little clip compilations of characters having a kind of a attitude at times or being adorable or whatever. It's because the clips they're using are hard to identify. And to me, that's, pretty much a privilege that we should be thankful for. Now, should we take full advantage of it? No, because sooner or later we're going to probably, like I said, get notices that, hey, your video's still up and running, but you can't make money off it no more because the clips have been identified. But I think that's why these compilations work as well, these regular short ones, because nobody, and the same goes for fan vids, AMVs, if you will. It's mainly because they can't identify, the clip, that's being used. They can't identify it. They can't. What's crazy is I uploaded the song. I didn't upload the video because I don't want to take a chance on that because it's been uploaded by various various other people, not many, but various others. But I uploaded the song, and I'm able to make money, and I guess I can make money off it, which is the song, one of the promotional songs originally done and sung, for the Disney Afternoon back in 1990, and it's sung by Marie Osmond. And because it's such an obscure song and everything, it's like, holy crap! I know it. I'm like, holy crap! I can probably make money off this, because that was the first thing that went to my mind is, could I make money off it? So I just put it together, just a song, and lo and behold, it's up there, ready to premiere, in several days, and I'm able to make money. And again, I think it's because it's such an obscure song. It's such an obscure song that no one's going to really care. No one. No one's going to really care. I mean, for example, there was a song that was sung in the 1993 animated Christmas movie, made for television Christmas movie, David Copperfield, with the anthropomorphic cats, with the characters voiced by Julian Lennon and Sheena Easton. Well, anyway, the song they sang in there was "Is There Anyone?" Now you would think, all right, it's Sheena Easton, it's Julian Lennon. Julian Lennon, the son of John Lennon, I think. You would think, okay, that's got to get copyrighted no matter how long it's been. Well, I used it as a comic fan vid focused around the Of Mice and Mayhem relationship of Gadget and Chip, which is a Rescue Rangers adult web comic done by Chris Fisher. I used it to focus around them mostly, and I did not get copyrighted. And I think it's because these songs are obscure. Nobody's licensing them and saying, hey, this belongs to us. These are obscured. So we're able to get away with them. We're able to get away with using them. Now you might say, well, how does that relate to your I'll Always Be With You video or fan vid you did for Tailspin focusing around Baloo and Rebecca? I think what it is, again, is a combination of, even though we know where the song is from, and the footage being used is from one of the more popular Disney shows, it's a combination of the song is obscure and the clips being used are less than like 15, 30 seconds, less than 15 seconds to 30 seconds. Not many are being used. So it kind of works, two ways. It kind of works tenfold. But just looking at those, situations, and then what I've mentioned with the melting confirmation that I put up in the past, when I took out the ink scene from the original one and did it, without it, and then now with the newer ones that I put up today and yesterday, it kind of shows you that there are little, I guess you could say, a little Easter eggs, I guess you could say, caveats and, little treasures, if you will, among these video uploading platforms like YouTube, Rumble, and Bitchute, and Odyssey, and Dailymotion, and Vimeo, that we could utilize to our advantage. But like I said, but like I said, I'm trying to find out what to say again, but can we always depend on them to be this way? No, because sooner or later things will change. A lot of things change over time. But I think the reason being is there's a lot of factors. Like I said, one, they can't identify where the clips are from, so that kind of works in your advantage. Secondly, when you do something like, let's say, a fan vid or an AMV, and you use a song, that song might be obscure, and the clips you're using maybe for, let's say, your fan vid or video, they might be from a show, but they'll be very, very, I guess you could say, hard to identify because you're not like focusing long on one scene or another as you're doing the fan vid. So there are many advantages, many caveats, many treasures, little benefits, that we could take advantage, advantage of, that we should be thankful for. We should be. But again, should we always expect it? No. Should we always expect some of the vids that we've done compilations with, that we make money with, or some of the fan vids that we made and all that with the obscure songs and the footage that's more notable and everything? Can we expect those to help us make money throughout the future? No, because sooner or later things will change. I mean, let me tell you something. I over the past couple of months have had YouTube let me know, legitimately YouTube, not no trolls or anything, but legitimately YouTube. I've had them let me know that a lot of my CAW content that I uploaded back when I was playing my DCWA League on the 360, my Xbox 360, they would let me know that it's being copyright claimed. That the video was still visible and nothing, and it wasn't taken down, but I couldn't make money off it anymore, or I had to share the revenue because of certain situations. For example, I would get notified that Screenwave had copyright claimed my video because of the Angry Video Game Nerd song. I'm thinking, okay, fine, no problem. And whether or not I haven't checked whether or not it's claimed because I'm sharing the revenue now, or it's claimed because, hey, they're going to be making the money now. I don't know. But for a while, I didn't have to worry about that. I didn't have to worry about that, whatsoever on some of those clips. Some of them I would, because of course they had notable songs being used. And this was at a time like, in a video I talked about that I did, I'll probably see if I can upload it here. I can link it here at the end, where I talked about how you could put, music, on your WWE games, your WWE SmackDown versus Raw, WWE 12 games and all that, how you could do that and make it feel more legitimate, like give them certain custom music that, they couldn't get anywhere else. But anyway, getting to what I was saying, for a while, I was okay. And then all of a sudden I get these notices. And again, these are legitimate ones, not false ones. Legitimate, not false. But yeah, I was making money for a while on those, and then all of a sudden here's the claims, and it's like, okay, no problem. So that's why I'm saying that we shouldn't always be, happy that we're going to make money off certain compilations or fan vids and all that, because sooner or later, it's, it may get claimed, to the point that, hey, it's still visible, but either one or two things are going to happen. Either we're not going to make money off it anymore, or that revenue is going to get shared. And that's pretty much it. But yeah, all these things combined are just little treasures, with these video platforms that we should be thankful, of having right now. And, we should just, enjoy them. Well, enjoy these treasures and benefits that we have right now as we speak. Because, again, the landscapes, they always change. So you never know when you might get that notice saying, hey, this is claimed, your video is still visible to the world, but you can't make money, or you got to share the money. So yeah, just thought I'd come on here, though, as rambleish as this may have sounded, and talk about that. Let me know what your thoughts are, guys. Let me know if you've experienced something like this before with your channels, and has it surprised you? Let me know down below. Comment if you like. Check me out at my Teespring store. I'd love your support there at my Teespring store. The link is in the description, as well as check out my other outlets where you can find my content as well. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are, and until then, I'm out.